if I wake up happy? And what if I wake up sad? Sorry if I said something that made you mad. Wishing that I could call you. Sorry my service bad, my bad. When I wake up you're not next to me. Guess I'm missing all your energy. That's all I want. That's all I want. Promise I am not your enemy. I just need another memory. That's all I want. 'Cause all I want is you. Is you. It takes two. 'Cause all I want is you. Is you. It takes two. All I want is you. Tell me, does a flower in the shade ever feel a little jealousy? Does it ever go away? All I want is you to answer me right now. Just dance with me right now.
What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Carla and I hope you stick around and like and subscribe so we can get it going. But yeah guys, today I just got back from walking AAFCO as you saw and eating some cereal, and we're ready for another video. Okay guys, so for today I really wanted to start making some more dog related content on this channel. I feel like a lot of people on Instagram has asked me to do dog related things in this channel, and I've been kind of skeptical because I know that the dog community can be quite brutal with certain things. So I am going to start this video by saying that I am not a nutritionist, I am not a vet, I am not anybody qualified really to be giving your specific dog any kind of advice. This is just my experience, and from having 3 dogs and from working at a major pet company, just things that I get asked on a daily basis in my current job. So I really wanted to bring you guys this video because I feel like so many people are struggling with this topic, and maybe they don't even know that they are, but I just wanted to give you the options and the knowledge of this area. So I'm sure you know by the title that we're going to be talking about dog food and dog food brands, and I am going to be kind of ranking them in a hierarchy of price and also quality. So it's going to be a very general video about kind of tiers of dog food, and basically do with it as you will, but these are just some options for people that have been struggling or don't know what to feed their dog, or maybe want to change their dog's food, or maybe have had experienced certain issues with their dogs like coat or digestion. So a lot of these things and a lot of these brands cater to some of those issues, and I just want to put it out there to let you know that there is other options besides just going the prescription food route, which can get really expensive. So without further ado, roll the video. Alright guys, so if you see me looking over here, it's just because I'm looking at my computer so I can kind of stay on track and see what we're going to be talking about. I'm also going to put everything on the screen as I'm talking about it. So the first thing I want to start with is probably the high-end quality, almost human grade, if not already human grade quality of dog food. I feel like a lot of people ask this question all the time, especially working at a major pet retailer company. I get asked this all the time: what is the best food that I can feed my dog, right? And most people just want you to say, this is the best brand that there is on the market. And most of the time, even though it might be the best brand or the best quality of food, it doesn't mean that it's always right for your dog or it's going to be the best for your dog. So with that said, this question is very loaded, and it takes into account a lot of things that you need to kind of consider before really picking the best that you can feed your dog. But as far as quality, ingredients, and price point, this is going to be the first kind of set of foods. Most of these foods are going to be very expensive to the pound. So for example, like a Champions brand like Origin or Akana, they're going to be around probably $70 to $80 for most likely less than a 20-pound bag. So if you are considering feeding your dog that is 150 pounds, a 20-pound bag for $80, yes, it is the best that you can feed them, but in reality, will you be able to keep up with that? And do they really need it is the question. So I would say no, it's not necessary to go all the way to this price point. If you can afford it, then definitely go ahead and spend the money. So for this price point, you do have two options, or maybe even three. So you can go with either fresh food, you can go with freeze-dried food like Stella and Chewy's, or chicken, or the Honest Kitchen, and you can go with kibble. So if you were going with kibble, something like Origin or Akana would be very high-end kind of quality food. You can tell just by the first like 5, 6, 7 ingredients, they're all going to be whole ingredients, no byproduct, no meal, nothing like that. So that's what makes these brands a little bit more expensive and a little bit more premium in the market. Doesn't mean you have to feed your dog this food. Doesn't mean your dog's not getting good nutrition or good ingredients with anything less than these foods, but it's just an option for those that can afford it and want to feed this to their dogs. So moving on to the next one, because I got quite a lot to go through and I don't want to stick too much on one subject. If you guys want me to make more of these nutrition videos for dogs, definitely let me know or ask me any questions below, and if I have enough questions, then I will definitely do another video maybe on a specific subject like allergies or grain-free or stuff like that. So moving on to the next one, we have like the next tier down from super premium to basically almost human grade food. So I would say something like Landmark or Blue Wilderness, Wellness Core, Natural Balance, Nulo definitely, and Taste of the Wild have all a premium section of their brand. So for example, Landmark is the premium section of American Journey. Blue Buffalo Wilderness is the premium section of Blue Buffalo Basics. So each kind of brand has their own tier within itself as well. So this is kind of just the higher end of these. These are all going to be very high in protein. They're all going to mostly be limited ingredient or grain-free, which we can get into on another video. But very good ingredients on these. These are probably going to run you about $55 to $70 depending on the brand, and also on the size of the bag. So most of these bags are probably going to be like 24-pound bags. So again, consider the size of your dog and the breed that you have and how much you can really afford to feed 60-pound bag for 24 pounds. So definitely you will be feeding less because these are such high in protein, but at the end of the day, it will add up anyway. So great brands. All of these are really, really awesome quality, really great ingredients. They all offer so many great things on their product line. So definitely check them out if you haven't seen any of these. I know that I was new to Nulo and Landmark when I first started in the industry. So definitely look into that. Anyway, moving on to the next one. The next one I have for you guys is kind of like the higher, more normalized section of dog food. So this is what I would consider breeders or basically knowledgeable dog owners that have had maybe multiple litters that they have raised, or I would say mostly breeders will be recommending some of these foods. So this is like the higher end but also the affordable end of dog food, which will probably be around Purina Pro Plan, of course, which is their higher end brand of Purina. Also American Journey, like I said, it is lower than Landmark, but in the same section as like Purina Pro Plan. Also we have Blue Buffalo Freedom, which is their grain-free formula that is more affordable than the Wilderness, as well as the Blue Buffalo Basics. So a brand like Blue Buffalo Basics, Canaday, specifically Canaday Pure, I would say, and Wellness Complete, not Wellness Core. Wellness Core would be more on their premium brand. Wellness Complete though is really great as well, and Solid Gold, which I recommend everyone who has a dog that's struggling with any kind of skin sensitivity issues to definitely go look at Solid Gold and Earthborn. I can go into a whole spiel about those, so I'm definitely just gonna keep it short for now. But if you're interested in learning more about that, then definitely leave a comment down below and I can definitely make a video about it and talk about it some more. But yeah, these brands are very, very good. They are on a more cost-effective price range. So like Purina Pro Plan, their biggest bag is going to be around 41 pounds and it's going to run you about like $65. So with a 41-pound bag, I feed all 3 of my dogs for about 3.5 weeks. So that's definitely cost-effective for me. And something like American Journey or Canaday Pure is going to run you a little bit higher on the price point because their bags I think only come up to about 30 pounds, I want to say, and they are going to be around $45. So you're going to be paying a little bit more for a double bag if you have more dogs than just one. But either way, they're both great. All of these brands, highly recommend on a daily basis to feed your dog. You're going to be getting all the nutrition that you need, and you're also going to be not breaking the bank. These are all, of course, byproduct free. We're still in the byproduct free range of food. They do have some chicken meal or beef meal or fish meal in them, which is not bad at all. So we can accept that as long as it's not the first ingredient. I would say you're still gonna make this list for me. And most of these, if not all of them, actually do have their first ingredient as a first whole ingredient. So moving on from this category, I would say we are going into the recommended food brands. So I would say something like Royal Canin or Hill Science Diet, and a brand like Victor, which most people don't know about, but I wanted to throw it in here just to kind of talk about something else that's not the ones that are most known. So something like Victor or Science Diet or Royal Canin is going to be, I would say, the recommended section of the food world. So why do I say that? Because these brands are the most recommended by the vets, and not to say that they are a bad recommendation, but these brands do work specifically with vets to kind of have a partnership. So your vet might not likely go out of their way to recommend something else when they can be making a profit by recommending these specific foods, because they are good already, but also because they are kind of partnered with most vets. So just kind of be wary of that. I mean, it is a good food. The Royal Canin does have byproduct meal in it, and also just not the greatest ingredients of all time. They do have a lot of corn and pea protein, soy protein, and a lot of byproduct meal in some of them, which I already said, I think. Did I say that? I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But anyway, yeah, Royal Canin, great marketing with their breed-specific choices of food. I would definitely would like to do a video where I analyze what really is the difference between the Chihuahua line of Royal Canin and the Labrador line of Royal Canin, because honestly I feel like it is probably the exact same thing, and they're just charging you for the bigger bag in the Labrador Retriever. besides the size of the kibble, but that's another story. Anyway, yeah, Science Diet, great food. I actually did feed this food for a very long time. When I first got Kovu, I think he was on Science Diet for like maybe 4 or 5 years, and I never knew anything about nutrition. I didn't really care about dog nutrition that much. I was just kind of like, oh, my vet recommended this and my friends kind of use it, so I'm gonna use it too. So it is a good food. I don't not recommend Science Diet. I would say it's a little bit better than Royal Canin, but it's still gonna have some byproduct meal in it and just not the greatest ingredients of all time. You can definitely go to the next tier and they're about the same price range anyway, if not more expensive, because they are recommended by the vet. So Royal Canin is gonna run you definitely to the higher end of the price point at about maybe, I've seen $80 for a 30-pound bag of Royal Canin sometimes. So especially for like the German Shepherd specific food, which I don't know why it's even German Shepherd specific. Anyway, long spiel about Royal Canin, but I would definitely say look into both of those a little bit more if you have been stuck on those brands. There is a lot more brands out there that vets do not regularly recommend. I'm not saying that the vets don't want to, but it's just something that maybe they don't have the time for looking into all of these other brands because they're busy doing medical stuff. So anyway, something like Victor might be a good change for you if you want to change from Royal Canin or Science Diet. They are not vet recommended most of the time, and they also offer some quality ingredients in there as well. So moving on to the affordable, yet you're still getting partial good nutrition of the section. So there's a lot of brands on here because this is one of the most popular sections of the pet industry. So this is going to be brands like Purina One, Iams, Nutro, Diamond Naturals, which is kind of something that I didn't know about for a long time. Rachel Ray Nutrish, well, she's been getting on that, so good for her. I did put Merrick on here just because I didn't feel like it fit in the Royal Canin slide, and it also doesn't fit in the Purina Pro Plan slide. But I would say Merrick would be in the higher end of this range. Like, they would probably be on their own between Science Diet and the rest of these. So just keep Merrick in mind. It might be a little expensive to get Merrick, but at the same time they are not considered like the top of the pet industry hierarchy for me. Even though they do have great ingredients, a lot better ingredients than the rest of this list. I don't know, I just feel like Merrick also has a lower quality brand that, or a lower quality brand in their product line that fits well with these. So I would say Nature's Recipe, also very good quality, just on the lower price range. So all of these bags are gonna run you almost pound per dollar. So like a bag of Purina One or Iams is gonna be like a 40 to almost 45 pound bag. So the lower you get on the cost, the bigger the bags are going to be available. So these are all probably gonna have at least a 40-pound bag in their list, and it's going to run you about, I would say, $45 to $50 on a bag. And they're all gonna have some kind of grain and also some kind of pea protein, most likely chicken. Even though it says it doesn't have chicken, it'll have chicken, either in the form of chicken broth, chicken fat, or chicken byproduct meal. So just keep an eye on that. And also, I would say these brands are good if you're feeding large quantities of dogs. You are going to get the basic nutritional needs met. You're probably going to have to supplement with some joint support if you do have bigger dogs eventually. But as far as like an everyday food, I would say, yeah, your dog's going to get good nutrition with this. So definitely a good section to be in. We're in the what I like to call the supermarket section of the food industry. So in the pet world, I would say this would be considered similar to the McDonald's fast food section. So these are going to be brands like Pedigree and Purina Beneful and even Purina Dog Chow. So I understand all of these are pretty much Purina brands and that they are different from each other, but I felt like either way, even if they are technically different from each other on their product line, I would say they are all pretty much the same. I would say Beneful probably goes on the higher end of this list, and then I would go with Pedigree and maybe then Dog Chow. They're all going to be very low quality ingredients for these and very good price range though. Good price range, like I would say a 40-pound bag of Pedigree is probably like either $40 or like $38 or something like that. So you're getting less than $1 per pound. And these are gonna be very tasty for your dog. I've had a lot of customers that have asked why their dog doesn't want to eat anything else if they have been eating Pedigree and Purina and Beneful basically their entire life. And it's because it's kind of like the McDonald's industry, right? And the fast food industry. They are specially formulated to be tasty because their ingredients are not as good as already tasteful ingredients. They need to modify it in a way that is going to be tasty for your dog to eat all the time if you're paying for that low price range. Because then if it doesn't taste good and it's not good for them and they don't like it, then how are they making any money? So I would say these brands are not good for long-term nutrition. I would say obviously if you're, you know, if you're taking care of a shelter or if you have a lot of dogs to feed at one time, I'm talking about like 10 plus dogs to feed, then you pretty much have no other option unless you can move up to the last section that we were just talking about. But the cost effectiveness and technically the nutrition is gonna be a big jump from the previous slide, but at the end of the day you're getting the basics of nutrition with these brands. And yes, your dog might be fine. Your dog might be eating Dog Chow from the moment they were a puppy until they were like 15, and they might have never had any issue, and that's great. But a lot of dogs might not thrive as much on these brands as other dogs would. Again, this is just mostly for your benefit and not the dogs. So it's gonna benefit you by not spending a lot of money on it and giving them the basics that they need, which is fine. But if you're looking for the best food that you can feed your dog, this is not gonna be on the list. So moving on to, I would say, we've gone from supermarket to gas station friendly dog foods. I would say you could probably pick these up, both of them, in a gas station. This is what I would consider emergency food. Like you just rescued a dog off the street and he's hungry, you need to stop by the gas station, pick up a bag of food and feed him right there and then. I would say get one of these. So this would be Kibbles and Bits and Gravy Train. Not the greatest at all in food quality. A lot of artificial coloring, a lot of artificial flavoring. I would say this is yeah, the equivalent to gas station nutrition. If you were to survive off of gas station food for your whole life, how healthy will you really be? I mean, I would not recommend either of these foods for any dog, unless of course you were running a shelter that had 50 plus dogs. Of course, you know, your main concern is not going to be their nutrition, mostly like their medical issues or getting them adopted or stuff like that, keeping up the kennel, then yes, this is acceptable. But for single family dog homes, I would not recommend this food at all. It is going to run you like I've seen like $35 for like a 50-pound bag. So like, what kind of nutrition are you really getting from that? That's even less than like a McDonald's cheeseburger, really, if you think about it. Like, I don't know. Not the greatest quality, not the greatest nutrition. Definitely would consider, if you can, to move up to at least the previous slide. The previous slide is going to have the basics. This slide is going to have the minimum, I would say, for your dog to basically survive. So yeah, that will be my last slide on this. If any of you are interested in learning more about specific things about dog nutrition, I am very, very interested in this topic. I love to research it. I talk about it every day at work. It's just part of my job. So I definitely would love if you guys had any questions, leave them down below in the comments. I will look up more stuff and do more videos on it if you're interested. And I will also try to make more videos about the dogs and maybe incorporate some basic training and training tools. If you guys are interested in any of that, then definitely leave a like and leave a comment below so that I know you guys are with me. And we're also going to talk more about the fish in the aquariums that we have. We have about 4 aquariums right now, and I can also do some videos on that. I think another video on the aquariums is coming soon, especially on this one, because we needed to kind of upkeep it. So we'll be doing a video on that. And other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was informational, and I hope it helps a lot of people that have been struggling with trying to figure out what to feed their dog. There's so many options. There's thousands of brands out there offering food for dogs, and prescription and vet recommendations are not always the only option. You have other options out there. You just need to go out there and search for it and figure out their ingredients and what they mean, and I'll be happy to make more videos on that. But for today, I'm gonna leave you guys here, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.